Also developing tonight, more women come forward accusing the former NBC Today Show co-host Matt Lauer of sexual harassment and more. We are learning the highest paid anchor in news may not be seeing any more of that money. There's been speculation Lauer would receive a payout in the millions after all this. But new reports suggest he will not be paid, quote, past his last day of work. Meanwhile, NBC executives are facing mounting criticism about what they knew and when. As Variety reports, quote, several women told Variety they complained to executives at the network about Lauer's behavior, which fell on deaf ears given the lucrative advertising surrounding Today. Here now is the woman who wrote that expose, Variety reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister. Now, we were on Tucker Carlson's show last night, and you said you were getting more calls. And as you go out there and you're on the show and you advance the story, I imagine even more people who knew things and were victims have reached out to you. Is that true?
That's absolutely right. I was scrambling to get here on time because I've been on the phone all day long. So we have been getting, Ramin Satuda and I, he was on Tucker with us last night. We co-wrote the story. We've been reporting this for 2 months, and we feel really grateful that people are trusting us to reach out. They want their stories to be told. It feels like we're in a moment now where voices are finally being heard and listened to. So we've had a lot of women who either claim that they have been harassed coming to us, but also just people who have information telling us, I need
about Matt Lauer. I mean, they've been coming out to you about, and that was my point on the show last night, is when I said before this was going on, it's not an NBC problem, it's not a Fox problem, it's going on at every network, it's going on, we're seeing it in politics, but that the people that I was specifically talking about when I predicted this day was coming months ago are still out there and they're working at NBC and other networks. Did you hear about other people that are not beyond Matt Lauer?
We have, and I'm not going to name specific names, but you are right. This is a widespread problem. It's not just NBC, but when it comes to NBC, there's a lot of discussion about who knew what, how long they knew it for, and why they would be protecting Matt Lauer. Now, the obvious answer is he made a ton of money for the network. He's been there, or was there, rather, for over 20 years. And the Today Show this past year brought in $500 million in advertising revenue. So, I mean, the show is a big moneymaker, but there's other questions, too. We had many women and many sources in our reporting tell us that they did raise their concerns of Matt Lauer's conduct with people in management positions. Now, of course, NBC's statement said they were only aware of one claim, but I think they're referring to an official HR complaint and there being a paper trail. People told us that they still did raise their concerns. They spoke to managers, and nothing was done.
Yeah. So that's a really important part of this story for our audience to understand, and it's a huge change that has happened. In the past, when you heard about something, when something happened, we would go and either talk to a manager, but your only choice was talking to a manager, talking to HR, or hiring an attorney. And all of these things are really daunting because it could go on deaf ears, there could be retribution, or hiring an attorney could be really expensive and you'd still be retribution. Something has changed where now all of a sudden, because of the moment we're in, if somebody out there has a problem or knows of anything, even if it didn't happen to them, they can talk to a reporter and you can investigate it. So my question is, what has changed? Because in the past, if I had called another reporter about something that was going on in a network, that reporter would have been afraid to go with the story, similar to what we heard about happening with Ronan Farrow and the Weinstein story. The reporter didn't feel they would say, gosh, I need so much evidence, I need proof, I need this. But now there's more belief. It seems like you guys are able to go. So what's the difference? What has happened?
I think the difference is the moment that we are living in, and I don't mean this whole spiraling out of sexual harassment in Hollywood. What I mean is the era of social media has really changed things. I interviewed Lauren Sivan, who she actually works for the Fox affiliate in LA, and she was one of the women who came forward with Harvey Weinstein. And she told me, with social media, you can't hide anything anymore because you can put your story out there. And it's there and it's documented. So I think that's one big change. Also, in Ronan Farrow's piece for The New Yorker, he did write that one of the women, and I forget her name, but one of the women, she went to the police. They wired her She went to the hotel and nothing happened. So these women, they feel like they're going to speak up and nothing's going to happen. And that's
But now there's social media and there are reporters and all these sort of things. Keep up the good work. Keep us posted. You know, this is a way for people to get their stories out there. Thank you so much.